My family assigned me to the kids' table at my sister's wedding rehearsal dinner. When I asked why, my mom said, "Well, you're not married, so you don't really fit with the adults. Besides, someone needs to watch the kids." I looked at the plastic tablecloth covered in crayon marks, then at the head table where my 19-year-old cousin sat because she had a boyfriend. I smiled, nodded, and walked straight out the door. That was the moment I realized I wasn't the golden child. I was the golden retriever. Let me back up. I'm Jessica Lewis, and for 28 years, I've been my family's designated problem solver. Marriage falling apart? Call Jessica. Kid acting up? Jessica will handle it. Parents fighting? Jessica can mediate. Need someone to plan, organize, coordinate, or clean up the mess? Jessica's got it covered. I thought this made me special. Important. The responsible one they could always count on. I was wrong. The rehearsal dinner wasn't my first red flag. It was just the loudest one. 3 weeks earlier, my brother called me at 2 a.m. because his girlfriend kicked him out and he needed somewhere to stay. Not just for a night. For 2 weeks. I said yes, gave him my bed, slept on my own couch. When he left, he didn't even say thank you. Just complained that my coffee wasn't strong enough. 2 days after that, my mom called sobbing because she and Dad were fighting again. Could I come over and talk to them? It was Thursday. I had a presentation Friday morning that I'd been preparing for weeks. But I went. Spent 4 hours listening to them rehash the same argument they'd been having for 15 years, offering the same advice they'd ignore until the next crisis. I missed my presentation prep. Fumbled through it the next day. My boss noticed. But the real kicker was my sister's bachelorette party. She wanted me to plan the whole thing, but didn't want me to choose anything. Every suggestion I made got shot down, but when I stopped suggesting, she got mad that I wasn't trying hard enough. I spent 6 hours researching restaurants, activities, and transportation. She changed everything last minute and told her friends I was being difficult. At the actual party, I was the designated driver, the one who held back hair, the one who mediated when bridesmaids started fighting. I didn't drink, didn't dance, didn't have fun. But everyone kept telling me how amazing I was, how they couldn't do it without me. That should have felt good. It didn't. So when I found myself assigned to the kids' table at the rehearsal dinner, something clicked. I wasn't a guest at this wedding. I was staff. Unpaid, unappreciated staff. I walked out without a word. My phone started buzzing before I reached my car. First my mom, then my sister, then my dad. I turned it off and drove home. For the first time in years, I went to bed early without checking if anyone needed anything. I woke up to 47 missed calls. The voicemails were a journey. They started panicked. "Jessica, where are you? We need you here." Then confused, "I don't understand why you left." Then angry, "You're being incredibly selfish. This is Sarah's big day." My sister's text was the best. "Thanks for abandoning me before my wedding." Real mature. Abandoning her. As if I hadn't spent 3 months planning every detail while she changed her mind daily. I stayed home that morning. Didn't call back. Didn't rush over to fix things. I made myself breakfast, read a book, went for a walk. It felt strange. Foreign. Like I was wearing someone else's life. Around noon, my cousin Ashley called. She was the only one I answered. "The wedding's in 4 hours," she said. "Your mom is having a breakdown. She keeps saying she doesn't know how to manage everything without you." What about the wedding coordinator they hired? What wedding coordinator? That's when it hit me. They never hired a coordinator because they had me. Free labor with a smile. "Ashley," I said, "what exactly am I supposed to be managing today?" She listed it off. Keeping the flower girls in line, making sure the elderly relatives had seats, coordinating photos, handling any last-minute issues, being available for whatever came up. "Sounds like they need to hire a coordinator," I said. "Jessica, you can't be serious." But I was. For the first time in my life, I was dead serious. I went to the wedding. Showed up 5 minutes before it started, sat in a middle row, smiled politely, participated like a normal guest. When people approached me with emergencies, a missing boutonniere, a crying flower girl, a relative who couldn't find their seat, I said the same thing. You should ask the bride's family. I'm just here to enjoy the ceremony. The wedding happened. Everything got handled. My sister looked beautiful. My new brother-in-law cried during the vows. The elderly relatives found their seats. Turns out, weddings can function without a designated family servant. But my family couldn't handle it. At the reception, my dad cornered me. What's gotten into you? This isn't like you. This is exactly like me, I said. I'm just not working for free today. The real explosion came 3 days later. Family dinner at my parents' house, which I'd been summoned to via group text. I walked in to find them all there. Parents, siblings, my aunt and uncle. An intervention. My mom started crying before I even sat down. Jessica, we don't understand what we did wrong. You've always been our rock, and now you're just cold. My dad jumped in. We raised you to care about family. This selfishness isn't who you are. My brother, the same one who'd crashed on my couch for 2 weeks, nodded along. Yeah, Jess, you're acting weird. Like, really weird. I listened for 20 minutes. Heard myself described as selfish, cold, weird, different. Heard them talk about the old Jessica like she was dead. Then I pulled out my phone. I want to show you something, I said. I opened my calendar app and scrolled back through the past year. January 15th, mediated your fight about the kitchen renovation for 3 hours. January 28th, planned mom's birthday party while you all gave input. February 3rd, drove to David's apartment at midnight because his roommate was having a party and he couldn't sleep. I kept reading. Every family crisis, every emergency, every favor, every dropped plan, every canceled date, every missed opportunity. They got quieter with each entry. March 12th, spent my Saturday off deep cleaning mom and dad's house for their anniversary party. March 15th, left work early to pick up David from his friend's house because his car broke down. March 22nd, canceled my weekend plans to babysit Sarah's kids so she could go dress shopping. The room was silent now. Should I keep going? Because I have 11 more months. My aunt tried to defend them. Jessica, that's what family does. We help each other. Really? I looked at her. When was the last time any of you helped me with anything? No one answered. When was the last time anyone asked how I was doing without immediately following it up with a favor request? Still nothing. When was the last time I called any of you with a problem? My mom's voice was small. You never have problems, Jessica. You're so strong. I don't have problems because I don't get to have problems. Someone has to be the strong one, right? Someone has to hold everyone else together. That someone has always been me. I stood up. But I'm done now. The backlash was immediate. My phone exploded with texts about how I was destroying the family, how I'd changed, how I was breaking mom's heart. My brother told me I was being psycho. My sister said I was jealous of her marriage. But something interesting happened. Without me as their go-to crisis manager, they had to start managing their own lives. My parents' fighting didn't magically stop, but they actually went to couples therapy instead of using me as their referee. My brother got better at handling his own problems, or at least stopped making them everyone else's problems. My sister started talking to her husband instead of me when marriage got difficult. I, meanwhile, started living my own life. I got promoted at work because I stopped leaving early for family emergencies. I started dating a guy I'd met months earlier but never had time to see properly because family always came first. I took up pottery, joined a book club, traveled to places I'd always wanted to see but never had time for. For the first time in my adult life, my schedule belonged to me. But the family wasn't done trying. 3 months after my rebellion started, My mom called with the voice she used for serious emergencies. "Jessica, I need you to come over right now. It's about your father." My heart stopped. I drove over immediately, thinking heart attack, stroke, accident. I found my dad watching TV in perfect health. "What's the emergency?" I asked. My mom looked embarrassed. "Well, we miss you. We miss having you around. We want things to go back to normal." "This is normal," I said. "This is what a healthy relationship with your adult daughter looks like." "But we need you," she said, and started crying. For a split second, I almost caved. Almost slipped back into my old role. Almost started comforting her and promising to fix everything. Instead, I said, "No, you don't. You want me. There's a difference." I left. A week later, my brother called. Not for a favor, not for crisis management, just to talk. He told me he'd been thinking about what I said, that maybe I was right about some things. He even apologized for the couch incident. It wasn't a full transformation, but it was a start. My sister took longer. She kept trying to guilt me back into my old role, sending me long texts about family bonds and how I was abandoning everyone. But gradually, even she started handling her own issues. The biggest test came at Christmas. They wanted me to host like always, coordinate gifts, manage logistics, keep everyone happy. I said no. Offered to attend as a guest, bring a dish, participate like a normal family member. My mom said that wasn't enough, that Christmas wouldn't be the same without me running everything. I spent Christmas with my boyfriend's family instead. Had the most relaxing holiday of my adult life. My family was furious. Called me selfish, ungrateful, cold. Said I was destroying traditions. But here's what I learned. Their traditions were built on my sacrifice. And when I stopped sacrificing, they had to build new traditions. Healthier ones. It's been 8 months now since I walked out of that rehearsal dinner. Some relationships in my family have healed and grown stronger. Others have ended, and I've made peace with that. I'm not the family golden child anymore. I'm not their designated problem solver, crisis manager, or emotional support system. I'm just Jessica. And for the first time in my life, that's enough. My mom still sometimes tries to pull me back into old patterns. Just last week, she called asking if I could mediate a fight she was having with my aunt. I said, "Mom, have you tried just talking to her directly?" She paused. Then she said, "You know what? Maybe I should." That's progress. I've learned that being needed isn't the same as being loved. Being useful isn't the same as being valued. And being strong doesn't mean you have to carry everyone else's weight. I thought I was the golden child, special and important. But I was just convenient. A walking, talking solution to problems other people didn't want to solve themselves. Now I'm building a life where people love me for who I am, not what I can do for them. Where my worth isn't measured by my availability or my willingness to sacrifice my own needs. If you're reading this and you recognize yourself, if you're the one everyone calls, the one who always has to be strong, the one who never gets to have problems of your own, let me tell you something. You are not responsible for managing other people's lives. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. And you are not selfish for having boundaries. You're just human. And humans deserve to have their own lives. I'm Jessica Lewis, and I'm not your golden retriever anymore.